So yes. So of course, who are the beneficiary of the special education class? Of course, those who are or those students who have disabilities. Now, who are they? They are categorized or they have seven types: intellectual disability, learning disability, emotional behavioral disorder, physical disability, sensory impairments, that's visual and hearing impairment, speech or language impairment, and those who have traumatic brain injury. Again, pag sinabing special education, hindi lang yan nakafocus sa mga students with disabilities. These are students who have extremely talented and extremely intelligent are also catered in the special education class. Kasi again, ano kasi, sometimes kasi nami-misinterpret din yung mga bata na sobrang galing, ang sobrang intelligent, tapos binubuli sila sa regular class kasi hindi nila maiintindihan kung bakit ganun yung kasi 'di ba naiiba siya sa lahat. So, yes, kinikater din natin ang special education. Dito sa Philippines, we have dito sa amin, I'm not quite sure kung sa whole Philippines, but I know for sure may mga klase na kinikater talaga nila yung mga fast learners. Yes, and here sa Dumaguete, meron tayong science, special science class. We have the special class fast learners. So, yeah, kinikater din natin yan. So, yeah, let's go back to the types of disabilities. So, in general, we have first the intellectual disability, or we call it ID. Before kasi it was also called mental retardation. These are uh, students who are having below average. Example or under this is we have the children with Down syndrome and ASD, or the autism spectrum disorder. When we say Down syndrome kasi, yung manifestations nila parang ano, magkamukha sila ng face. Oo. So at an early age, makikita mo agad-agad na ay parang may ano sila, parang may Down syndrome ang batang ito kasi the same sila ng similar sila ng face dahil doon sa extra chromosome number 21. So, yung mga bata o mga tao na may Down syndrome, they have an extra chromosome of number 21. So, when someone is having a Down syndrome, that delays the mental and the physical development of a child or of a person, and they have the high risk for health problems. And autism spectrum disorder naman o ASD, ito yung mga bata na hindi mo pwedeng i-name agad at an early age kasi pwede naman kasi na as they grow, as the child grows, may mga ability naman talaga yung mga batang yon. Pero yung ASD, yun yung mga bata na naghaham or nagbaback and forth, nag-flap ng mga hands, tapos hindi nakikinig sa'yo, hindi niya kayang makipag eye to eye sa'yo. Yun yung mga manifestations ng bata na may ASD. But then again, we are not allowed to assess or to name a child kasi para sa experts, dapat experts lang ang gumawa nun kasi pwede tayong makulong doon pag sinabi natin na oh ikaw may ano ka, may ganyan ka, so hindi tayo pwedeng mag-name. Yes. So the second type of disability is learning disability. I think this is common to the regular class. Hindi kasi natin ito ini-include sa special education kasi visually, hindi natin yan makikita. The same with ID. So, yeah, learning disability is common in the public school classes kasi nandun sila eh. Hindi nila makikita yon, hindi yon ina-assess ng regular teacher. So, na-include sila dun sa Gen Ed class. So, ito yung mga bata na may um, dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, at i-discuss natin yan maya-maya dahil dyan tayo magfo-focus for this webinar. Yes, so emotional behavioral disorder. Ano naman ito? Ito yung mga people or students na may ADHD, mood disorder, may depression, or hindi kaya yung may mga bipolar. So when you say ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, to yung mga manifestations nila is yung restless, hindi maka having trouble with concentrating, or they have very, very short attention span. Hindi nila kayang makaupo ng at least 5 minutes man lang. Na yung nagdi-discuss kayo, tapos hindi niya kaya, nag-ano na yan, na uneasy na yan kasi gusto na yan na tumayo, gusto na yan, ano, mag uh, maggawa ng ano-ano. So, yun yung mga bata na may ADHD. And physical disability, ito naman yung disability na makikita natin agad-agad. Dahil physically, they are impaired. So, those who are having crippled um, club foot, they are crippled, they don't have one arm, or kahit na isang finger lang yung nawala, considered na yon na may physical disability. And we have sensory impairments, that's visual and hearing impairment. They also have levels of severity. So when you say visual impaired person or students, pwede yung totally blind, talagang wala silang makikita, black lang talaga, o yung mga low vision, kagaya ko na I'm using glasses already. So meaning yung eyesight ko hindi na the same as normal person. So kailangan ko ng glasses para makita ko kayo o makita yung binabasa ko. So yes, may din ako, visual impairment. And of course, hearing impairment, yun yung, depende din yun sa severity ng case. Kasi pwede yung profound, yung talagang wala silang marinig. And definitely, they are also mute because we learn how to talk through imitation. So what we learn, what we heard, yun yung ating yun yung doon tayo nag-learn ng how we are going to talk through listening. So if you can't hear anything, so hindi ka rin makakapagsalita. So meron din yung severity. It can also be just hard of hearing na yung mga gumaganon, ha? Ano sabi mo? Kahit na nasa ano ka lang like a few meters away, hindi mo maririnig kasi you're having hearing loss but not totally. Sometimes kasi ganun din ako. So may hearing impairment din ako. Okay. So yes, sensory impairments. And of course, we have the speech or language impairment. So what is this, or sino ba ang under this? Yun yung mga taong those people or students who are stuttering, stammering, and selective mutism. Yung mga teachers na nagtuturo ng kindergarten or daycare grade 1, based on my experience, may mga batang ganoon. when you say selective mutism, pinipili nila kung saan sila magsasalita. May mga bata na napaka-ingay sa bahay, but pagdating sa school, ayaw na nilang magsalita. Tapos nagagalit na yung teacher, ba't hindi ka nagsasalita? Tapos tinatawag na yung mga magulang, oh, itong batang to, bakit hindi nagsasalita dito? Tinatanong ko, hindi sumasagot. May problema ba sila sa pandinig? But most students or pupils who are having selective mutism, despite the good hearing, hindi talaga sila nagsasalita. Depende sa kung saan at kung kailan. So, yun yung selective mutism. And of course, lastly, the traumatic brain injury. Ito yung mga cases na nauntog yung ulo nila due to accident. Tapos, yung effect noon is nawawalan sila ng malay. So, of course, nabilong sila sa special education kasi hindi yun normal nawawalan lang ng balay kahit saan at kahit anytime pwede silang mawala ng malay. So special education is also catering this kind of students kasi again, ang goal ng EFA or Education for All is para sa lahat, hindi yung para sa may kaya lang. So that's why we are having this. Yes.